All right, so our lesson. These are anchor charts, meaning they're just pictures of showing different kinds of graphs that we might see. So for the next two slides, we're going to take a look at some histograms, meaning they've got some bars. And then the last two slides, we're going to take a look at some more of our box and whisker plots. So when we take a look here at this is called skewed to the left. So what I like to do, what I like to think of is I'd kind of draw like a whale, like maybe like a Vineyard Vines whale or something. I'll give him a little smile and an eye. But his tail, do you see how he goes above the data and kind of back down for the bottom part? Wherever his tail is, so his tail is on the left. So this is going to mean it's skewed to the left. So it is going to be skewed left. So it's going to be where the tail of the data is on the left. If the tail of the data is on the right, so you see how, ooh, this is a big whale. Here is the tail on the right. I'll draw my little smiley face. This is going to be skewed to the right because the tail is on the right. Then if you see something called symmetrical, let's go to the symmetrical. That means if I cut it in half, you're going to see the same thing on both sides. Symmetry. If you fold it in half, you'll see the same thing. The curve is in the middle. Symmetrical. If you see something called a peak is the very top or the tallest point, kind of like the peak of a mountain. And then last but not least, a cluster is kind of like a clump. When you clump things together, when you have them all clumped together. So these would be representing some clusters because the most of the data is kind of clumped in different parts of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next two slides, and then we'll go with the last two slides after. So Mrs. Green gives swimming lessons. This histogram is going to represent the number of students in each age group. So from 0 to 2 years old, right here, this 0 to 2 years old, there's only one student. So I'm going to put 1 here. There's one student here. Between ages 3 and 5, there's 4 students. Ages 6 to 8, if we take a look over, there's 7 students. I'll do that. There we go. And then from ages 9 to 11, there's 8 students. So if you go down, you get 8. How many of her students are 6 to 8 years old? So 6 to 8 years old, here's the years. How many of the students are that? 7 of them. So all we're going to put is 7 here. You can put 7 students if you want. All right, skewedness. We're going to draw our whale. Here's our whale. Where's the tail of the whale? The tail is on the left, so it is going to be skewed to the left. Skewed left. All right, so where does the graph peak? So what is the highest point of the graph? Well, the highest point is 8. So the highest point or the peak is at 8. How many students does she teach? Well, we know that she has 8 of this age, 7 of this age, 4 of this age, and 1 of this age. So when we have 8 plus 7 plus 4 plus 1, we have 8 plus 7, that's 15. Plus 4 is going to be 19, plus 1 is going to be 20. So she teaches 20 students. Last but not least, what percent of her students is 0 to 5 years old? So from 0 to 5, so 0 to 5 years old, she has 5 students. She has 5 students out of the 20 total. If you do in your calculator 5 divided by 20, you will get 0.25. And that equals 25%. 25%. And that's going to be it for this first part. Let's go ahead and take a look at that second graph. The second graph. All right, so this histogram is going to show the test scores of 30 students as recorded in the table. So this table is going to represent, this graph is going to represent the scores in the table. How many students scored in the 91 to 100 interval? Well, let's see. Look at this, 6 students. So we will put 6. How many students scored in the 61 to 70 interval? 61 to 70. 4. What percent of the students scored 91 to 100? So 91 to 100, there were 6 students. So 6 out of how many total? Well, we had 6 here. We have 8 here. 10, 4, and 2. If we add all those up, 4, 8, 9, 10, and 10 is going to be 24, 30 students. Oh, it says 30 students, duh. So it's 6 out of the 30 students. If you type in your calculator, 6 divided by 30, you get 0.2, which also, if you move that decimal over 2 spaces, you get 20%. 20%. So that is going to be it for the first 2 slides. Then I'll put another video for the last 2 slides. Great job.